Good afternoon, everybody. It's been a little bit of a lazy Sunday here. Why do I say that, you might be asking? Well, it's really just because that I haven't done too much today already. It's not that late in the day. It's only like, well, it just crawled over to 5 o'clock. So it's not amazingly late. But I also just haven't been amazingly productive. Gonna try to change that shortly, but well, it just kind of took some time a little bit to actually try to be good to myself. I took a little nap a little while ago and I just woke up now, and well, here I am. I did get the vlog out this morning, but that's just about the only amazingly productive thing I did today. Right?
Wait, what?
I got the vlog out today and I haven't done like anything since.
Yeah, basically.
Oh well.
I haven't been productive either.
Yeah, we should probably both change that.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I was kind of productive, but I kind of did homework, but then I didn't know what to do, and it was making me frustrated, so I gave up on it.
Yeah, not fun, but whatever. Party lights, 'cause we can. Whatever. I don't know.
I don't know either.
We have been working on laundry fairly successfully, though.
Yeah, and we've also been working on sleeping fairly successfully.
Yeah, we have. That too. Oh well. I'm gonna try to get some work done, I guess. Even though I don't want to, I kind of have to. Well, as you can tell, it is late at night now, and that usually means I'm about to head to bed, and the clock saying that it is 7 minutes to midtime. Well, it's no exception that I'm pretty close to being ready to go to bed. So what happened today, and ultimately that lazy Sunday thing kind of carried over. I didn't get that much classwork related stuff done, which means that tomorrow I'm gonna have to do more of that. Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be a little bit busy because, well, I think I mentioned yesterday that we got the tractor, but I don't think I mentioned that we actually had it delivered. So it's actually, or not had it, will be having it delivered. And it is scheduled to be delivered tomorrow between 9:30 and 11:30 a.m. Which means that tomorrow's schedule is something like wake up at normal, like a little before 7, get Sarah to the train station, come back here, get ready for the tractor, get the tractor. Probably mow the lawn. I need to vacuum downstairs. I need to write a reading response for class still. I need to probably read my shit for class. I need to do 5 Let's Play commentaries, or at least 3 if I want to keep on schedule. If I get enough time to do 5, I'm going to do 5 so we have the entire week, because those still need to get commentated on. I guess really at least 2, so I can have one for Monday and Wednesday. Well, tomorrow is Monday. Holy shit. When am I going to find the time to do this? Not sure. It's wonderful, isn't it? Yeah, so I've got a lot of classwork and stuff that still needs to get done, which is the price I get to pay for having a nice day today. But I mean, at least the Let's Plays are recorded, so all I really have to do is get in there, record the commentary, and mix them and send them out. So it shouldn't be that big of a deal, because I would like to get them all done, because if we could have them done for this week, that would be a major benefit. Except that means I don't have to do any more work on the Let's Play channel until Friday, so I might just try to get that done tomorrow morning early, and then start working on my thing, because apparently if I'm going to do a reading response for last week, it needs to be turned in by Monday, or turned in Monday, so Monday is, well, tomorrow. And I've still got a few minutes left that I can say that Monday is tomorrow. It's not officially Monday yet. I need to do a midterm paper by next Monday, Monday the 8th, which is coming up pretty shortly. I need to do more responses at some point this week. I think I mentioned that I need to do another reading. Side classes got me busy. And of course I have work starting on Tuesday, so yeah, I'm gonna be kept pretty busy tomorrow. I mean, I would have loved to play Persona, but I just don't see that being in the cards and happening, because I've just got other shit that needs to get done before that can happen. So I think that's kind of got to be my goal, is that I really have to get as much crap as possible done. I at least need to figure out what I'm going to write about in that midterm paper. At the very least. Do that. I need to get a reading response in, because, well, I have to have the next one updated in order to not, because we're only allowed to upload 1 a week. So in order for me not to completely fall behind, I need to have one up on Monday the 8th as well, but so since I'm already uploading the essay, I really should get one done this week as well, and then also do one next week, just because if I can have that one buffer week at the end, or if something falls behind and for whatever reason I can't do that, I really should do that, because I've wasted all of my buffer weeks. Because, well, I haven't done one for the first 4 weeks yet. so that's got to happen. But yeah, so tomorrow's going to be a little bit busy. One other thing that's kind of been on the to talk about list of things for a little while is regarding SEPTA. And for those of you who don't remember back about 6 years ago now, first off, if you've looked around my room, you've probably noticed quite a bit of them. Is that, well, all of the regional rails used to have these R numbers. So you had the R3, the R7, the R6, and there's an R5 sign outside. Except for the R4, they went 1 to 8. Why am I reminding you of this, you might ask? Well, it's just kind of an interesting thing, because if we look over at the SEPTA map on this side, if I can get in my chair, the interesting thing about the R numbers, well, first off, they dropped the R numbers now, so they're only named after the end of the line. Let me help the camera out a little bit, apparently. Is that in focus now? It looks in focus to me. Okay. But, should I get a little bit of extra light in here, even though we're not balanced for it? I might as well. But so yeah, so you can see all of the little colored circles and numbers. And what that basically means is that now, well, they've revoked all this now, and now the trains are simply named after their ending terminal. So I ride the Trenton line instead of the R7. Not that that stops me from calling it that, even though it's been a couple years, but I mean, I grew up that way, so it's only really fair. And every Philadelphian does the same. But the one thing is that you see that there's another R7. There's 2 R7s, and that's because it's not like they were 2 separate lines originally. It's that they ran through them, which is the thing, because Philadelphia has the weird thing where we have 30th Street, like you can see in the center of the map, we have 30th Street, Suburban Station, Market East, now named Jefferson Station. But the thing is that the trains would run from one side, so they would come in from the Trenton side, loop around through Center City, and then go back out, and then go to Chestnut Hill East. And that's the way the R-numbered trains worked, or at least theoretically worked. But the thing that, well, SEPTA's logic for getting rid of them is that they wanted to be able to run trains to the other lines, so that, if they wanted to make it so that the Trenton line didn't run to Chestnut Hill East afterwards, it ran up to the R5 at Doylestown, or the R6 Norristown. They could make it do that. And it's like, I don't know, it gives them a little bit more freedom, but at the same time, the numbers were helpful. And I'm not trying to argue that the numbers were, also the people thought that the numbers were misleading because, of course, with them being 2 R6s, people did not realize that there's a northbound one and a southbound one, or whatever, an eastbound one and a westbound one. And, they would get on, like if they were trying to go over to Trenton, they would get on the one going to Chestnut Hill East, which, really is kind of a flaw, and they really should have been labeled more like eastbound, westbound, something like that, in my opinion. But, yeah, it's kind of weird, because now that there's still the same problem, it's just that they've taken away the numbers and circles to help. I don't know, maybe got rid of the false confidence thing, but anyway, that's not my point here. My point here is that we got new schedules last Monday. We got new schedules, well, a week ago today now. Or no, actually a week ago yesterday, because it's now rolled over to midnight, on the 23rd. And the new schedules did something kind of interesting, is that for the most part the weekday schedules were fairly similar, I want to say, to the thing. And by the way, I just wanted to show this off here. This is an old R7 schedule, and when I say R7, I actually legitimately mean R7, because as you can see here, schedules, unlike the modern ones of today, where the R7 schedule would end at Temple University, or not the R7 schedule, the Trenton line schedule. I still call it the R7, so you'll have to forgive me, but it would end at Temple University. But as you can see here, that several of the trains actually did come to go through, especially in the middle of the day, and run the entire R7. Which is just kind of the thing, that's the way they used to work. But the weird thing that they've done recently is that the weekend schedules have always been kind of odd, because on the weekends it's been very consistent that, well, the R7 Trenton, the Trenton half of the R7, would usually wind up just running through and ending at Temple University. And the Chestnut Hill East train, I forget what it used to do, but what it did up until the schedule, it would actually run out to the airport. And the airport, up until recently, was actually a job that was taken on the weekends, because the airport is once an hour, and most weekend trains are, or twice an hour, once every half an hour, the R1, the airport. But on the most of the other lines, the weekend trains run once every hour. So what they used to do back in the days of the R numbers is they would actually have the R2 run one trip, and then the R3 run another trip, which generally actually worked out pretty well, because it would just run right through and then run to the airport. and they would come back, because as you can see, the R1 was supposed to end at Glenside and it didn't have a terminal on the other side. And so usually the R1s wound up running to, especially Warminster, because that's pretty much where most of them go even to this day. But the weird thing about this new schedule change is that it reconnected. Oh, and one more thing. So before the new schedule thing, before I get into that, the R3 West Trenton and the R5, well, the R3 used to run to the R5 on both sides of the system. So the R3 West Trenton, this is the previous schedule I'm talking about. Not like super early days, just the one that was just replaced. The R3 West Trenton would run to the R5 Doylestown, and Thorndale, and the R5 Doylestown would run down to the R3 and Outwin. So, and it would like be like that in reverse. But the thing that they've done now, after insisting that the system did not work, which is really boggling, is they straightened out on the weekends the R3, the R5, and the R7. So now the R3 on the weekends runs from West Trenton to Elwyn. The R5 runs from Doylestown to Thorndale or Malvern on Sundays. And the R7 actually runs to Chestnut Hill East. Which is really, really weird, because that's the system that we've had for forever, and SEPTA had not used it. They never ran it the way it was designed, and now, ironically, now that they've thrown the system away, they've gone back to using it, which makes zero sense to me. And by the way, if you're looking at this map is not entirely accurate. There's a few new stops and a few discontinued stops and a few renames on this station. So this is not factually correct, but it's because this map is what I think. It says Thorndale's opening fall 1989. So if that gives any indication on this map's age, yeah. But anyway, I just thought that was really, really, really weird design for SEPTA, because, well, I think, what else did they do? I think the R2 and the R6 are connected now on the weekend, which they've been for a very long time. The Kinwood line on the R6 doesn't run on the weekends. Because the Kinwood line is pretty short, as you can tell. And then the R1, I think some of the trains do end either at Wayne Junction or Glenside, and then the others do continue up to run the R2. And the R8's always been connected. The R8 was never like disconnected, because the R8 carries minimal but still significant traffic on both ends. Like, but the thing is that it's pretty equal, which is kind of the weird thing about most of the rest of the system, except for the R5. I would say it's really weird, because a lot of the other lines are really weighted on one side of the system or the other. Like the R7, the Trenton line is significantly higher traffic than the Chestnut Hill East line, which is probably why the system didn't work as well as they were designing it to. But whatever. Anyway, this has been an 11-minute rant about SEPTA, so I hope you've all enjoyed this. And anyway, I'm going to get to bed, because it is now 5 minutes after midnight, because I ranted for so long. I've actually ranted into the next day. Sorry, guys. Good night, everybody.